At 2:17 in the morning, 17 children in the town of Maybrook, Pennsylvania, opened up their front doors and ran into the dark. They didn't scream, they didn't pack any bags, they just left. When the sun came up, the horror wasn't what was there, it was what was missing. In 2022, Zach Cregger gave us Barbarian, a film about the horror of proximity with a monster. But in his 2025 follow-up, Weapons, he inverts that formula. This isn't a movie about what's hiding in the dark. It's a movie about the terrifying, sun-drenched emptiness of the American suburbs. Critics called it a puzzle box, but that implies that there was a solution. Weapons is an anthology of grief, a story told in shattered fragments, revealing that the true weapon isn't a gun or a witch, it's the silence we keep to survive. Let's look at the cinematography by Larkin Siepel. Notice the movement. It's not handheld and shaky like a documentary, but instead it's robotic, almost clinical. This rotational panning creates a sense of surveillance. The camera feels like a security system that's recording a tragedy, but is powerless to stop it. Cregger contrasts two visual textures. We have the grainy, grounded reality of the doorbell cameras revealing the evidence of the disappearance. And then we have the surreal. The floating assault rifle hovered over the town like a dark cloud. It's a literal weapon, yes, but visually, it's treated like a religious icon, a deity of destruction that the town worships through fear. There's a recurring visual motif of blindness. Justine wears thick glasses for most of the film, literally framing her worldview, but when she takes them off before the climax of the movie, it signals a shift from willful ignorance to confronting the horror. She stops looking for the kids and starts seeking the truth. The antagonist, Gladys, is a masterclass in modern monster design. She isn't a shadowy demon, but instead she's an aunt. She represents the trusted adult. Cregger uses her to dismantle the safety of the nuclear family. The horror isn't that the stranger took the kids, but it's the danger that was invited inside, given a room, and fed a meal. The magic system here is parasitic. Gladys feeds on the town's youth to sustain her life. It's a thinly veiled allegory for intergenerational trauma. The old are consuming the young to maintain their comfort. The parents, Alex's mom and dad, become catatonic, unable to protect their child because they're paralyzed by the authority figure. The non-linear structure reinforces this isolation. We see the same events from different perspectives, but they never truly connect until it's far too late. The community is physically close, but emotionally severed. And we have to talk about the title, Weapons. While the film features a literal witch, the emotional weight comes from the school shooting allegory. The sudden, inexplicable loss of an entire classroom. The way the parents are left with no answers, and only rage. Cregger is smart enough to not make this a message movie. He doesn't preach, but instead, he captures the feeling of the aftermath. The impotence of the police, the misdirected anger at the teacher, the desperation to find a reason for the senseless. We feel all of it as the audience. When violence finally erupts, it's a messy and domestic dispute. It's not cool action, it's desperate survival. It jolts us out of the surreal atmosphere and back into the visceral, wet reality. And then there's the ending. Any other movie would have the kids wake up, hug their parents, and go home. But Weapons denies us that catharsis. Gladys is dead, yes, but the children are not fixed. They're hindered forever. The narrator tells us that Alex's parents are institutionalized, but some kids that were impacted may never speak again. This is the film's final, brutal thesis. You survive the trauma, but you don't beat it. You never beat it. The weapon leaves a scar that outlasts the wound. Weapons is a horror movie that dares to ask, what happens after the credits roll on a tragedy? The answer, it seems, is silence. Thanks for watching.